is about where we left off. The power plants, one power plant we put in was just not enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in a small coal power plant that I have in my system. Sorry for that. I was double checking to make certain that I didn't have the mute on. So this is the small coal power plant that I like. As you can see, it's a totally different style from most of the ones I've had in the past. We're going to go ahead and I think we'll just do this. No, that's wrong. Street. Yep. And we'll get a street across like this. Do a street in here, a couple of streets actually, so that we can kind of justify what we're going to do in here. It's going to become eventually our future industrial park when we get to that stage of the game. There we go. And one thing we do need to take and seriously put into this game right now is a fire station. So I'm going to drop in a small fire station over here. And then on our civic duties one, I'm going to add a small fire station as well. There we go. Now, with the power in place, we're going to take a string a power line across the valley this way to connect in. And then we can fill this as we get a chance. Now, let's get some more housing going. Housing's filling in good. It's the residential or commercial I overproduced on. So we're gonna, get some. These, I like this lot size. It's a size I prefer. And I also like these small world wadsies. That's, reality is not every lot's huge monster lots. Those smaller lots generate a lot of money on their own. And then we'll do this, and now I can take and generate something really cool. And we will show that we do care by giving a little bit of a separation right down here between the industry section and where we're building people at. Waiting for people to take off. Got a couple of little problems here we can take care of. One right there. Got a couple of those farms lots in. And again, just like I said, I would rather have lots of little houses. And lots. any time over the big amounts. And the big amounts are just, too much sometimes. Let's face it. And I'm going to scroll down. We're going to find the one functional that I have at the moment. There we go. So we got everything set up. Looking decent, looking fine. There we go. That's back to the direction we needed to. Oh, hey, you know what? We were paused. No wonder everything wasn't building. Oops. Wasted some money, but we're doing all right. We're going to watch as the town begins to fill in. We're also going to start thinking about where we want a south road. To run across, and again, I want everything high enough for ferries. And we'll do that south road there into that next station. Get our rails fixed so that this section connects up. Unfortunately, that always messes that up. Let's see if I can even fix this. There we go. And again, we want to this one we can't put a ferry on. There we go. Ooh, that goes way up. So this is going to make it tough. But we just, make it look like we're doing something here. At least the bridge didn't go. Well, we got our civic building. This is the one I was waiting for. Gonna build our mayor's house. Drop it in right there. We're also going to add in at this point in time 2 other services. I'm going to add in a small medical clinic. Do it along Main Street. There we go. That'll cover most of the city. And then, of course, we need a small school. Now, I have a one-room school game, one that I like to use. And I'm going to kind of we're going to put that school right there. Right next to the old clinic, and this should be something we can enjoy. Let's see what we can do now. Now I'm going to look at our park lanes, straight corner. T. If I remember right, that's the way it goes. And then I'm going to do 2 full parking lanes to kind of improve the way our city looks just a little bit. Another thing I kind of want to do is I'm going to go look and see about another of my favorites, which is the stream. As you've seen me use it before, we're going to use it here. I think I went by it. I think I'm pretty certain. Yeah, there they are. And then if I grab the waterfall one, upper, yeah, it doesn't like me. Okay. Now there's not really a corner transit bridge, so we're going to just overdo this. Go back to the corner of the opposite direction so that we get everything to turn. There we go. Something sort of like that. Make it look like it's real. And then if we're really, really smart, we'll find some trees. To kind of hide the fact that it doesn't really go into the water. And again, we're going to use those trees to take and make our neighborhood just a little bit better and to cut down on the noise levels. There we go. Nothing like those old windrows. Yep. Okay. So we've got our first bits in. I think we're building up pretty nicely. Our industry has filled in. Our housing is filled in. Let's go ahead and bring in some more housing. Yep, that filled that area in, and then we can fill this area in. Do a little stretch right there, and we'll be set and ready to go. Just love it when I get a message from somebody. Especially when it's a spam message. Okay, so we've got our initial housing all going in. And we're just going to sit back and let everything grow now for a little bit. Next up, we'll be adding in and fixing a few things by moving that park lane and the likes, but we've got our base city in. I've got the basic first steps of what I want per city. Come back to the park before we close out. Trying to make that stream do that kind of a stunt there. And then we'll make him into irrigation canals after we get him out of here. Finish up the stream with a bridge section right there. There we go. So we've got our first little bits in. I'm happy for now on this city. We're going to step out. Do the old save and exit to region thing. We've already set to go to this bigger square down here. So the 4 big squares I'm going to make into specific cities. This one's got a crossing in the Mississippi. This one's got several spots to cross the Mississippi. This is an inland, and this one, several spots to cross both rivers. We'll come back, fix this and this to get this little river into the Mississippi here. And we'll slowly but surely see what we can do about some other things we need to add in as time goes on. So let's start this town. And this time I'm going to do something we forgot to do last time. There's going to be trees. I mean, come on. Right along the bluffs, there's always trees along both the Mississippi and most of its tribs in this area. Because it's kind of unstable, so leaving the trees there helps stabilize the region. Figure farmland comes into these spots, but you know, hey. And then, of course, there's trees scattered. Maybe not heavy forested, but, you know, there's always trees. And then, of course, right along the river, the cottonwoods, the various types of trees thrive. And on the islands. All right. That looks a lot better than what we've had. So I've at least gotten myself something here to clean it up on. And I'm not going to call them by their traditional names. Instead of Grand Forks, we're going to be East Forks. Because this is considered where the two channels will split. Now, how do we have things set up? We got rail both to this side, so we're going to come through the main part of town. It's going to be over here, and then along the river bottom over here. The rail is going to function this side right off the bat. There we go. Get everything squared away a little bit more. And we're going to bring in our road. And our road will do a wonderful diagonal into the center of this. Before it goes and finds its way across. Okay. Ooh, see, that didn't match up. Yeah, it ain't gonna work. we'll have to bring the road somewhere else and have space, probably right beside the rail bridge. So we can try to spread out that rise. But for right now, we're not as worried. We will do one road section off to the old cities, to the west, or east, I mean. And we're going to drop in a power plant right about here. Simple street about there. Get that grain elevator one I like in. There we go, get our farmland in. This town is not going to be as cohesive. I think the main downtown is going to be over towards the main river. This is just like a little service downtown. So we've got our little downtown set up, built in. Each town is going to step in. And I think that's a good spot to stop this episode. So, hey, as we would say on the train game, end of the line. Thanks for riding along on this episode. I don't know how much of this game is going to take and make sense. I'm not got some plan. I'm just, dropping stuff in initially, and then we'll start applying a plan to take and keep a character that developed and yet improve upon it. So let's first develop those characters of these towns without making a plan. Kelly Jack is the gaming handle of the guy who's